Good morning. Morning. Welcome to Big Joint. My name is Tessa, and I am an owner here along with my parents, Tony and Teresa, and my brother, Zach. This is a true family business in every sense of the word. My family that actually had businesses around DC for over 30 years now, and I'm really proud to say that my brother and I are natives and also current residents. I say we're a true family business, not just because I work with my parents and because I work with my brother, but I'm really in a family of these people that we've worked with and hired throughout the 30 years that my parents have been in DC, and we've had Baked and Wired for 16 years. I can personally say that every single person we've hired here in the past 16 years is truly part of our family and are treated as such and respected as such. And I really don't think we would be where we are today without every single one of those people. And I'm talking hundreds, maybe even thousands of people coming through at this point. I feel really lucky to have grown up in this family business because I really feel like I've just met so many people from all walks of life who really make this city what it is. And I feel like I've really learned what it means to be part of a family and really what it's like to be part of a community. So that's why we've always been such huge supporters of the Fight for 15 campaign, because I really think it's in all of these interactions you have every day, and I see this every day here, and I've experienced it every day here. It's the person who makes your coffee in the morning. It's the person who cleans up your dishes when you're finished eating. And it's even that person who just tells you to have a nice day at the end of a transaction. These are the people who make DC what we know and love today, and they give it energy. And I feel like without these people working so hard and every single interaction you might have, the city would truly be lifeless. So I really just want to thank Muriel Bowser so much for all of her efforts to push this campaign, and we are so honored to be able to celebrate here today.
Thank you. Let's give Tessa and her family a great round of applause. A fantastic DC business. In business in Washington for 30 years. And the thing that we like to tell all of our entrepreneurs is Washington is a fantastic place for business, and Washington is a fantastic place for workers. Last year we came together, we were in Columbia Heights, to talk about how Washington, D.C. would be a leader in the fight for 15. The thing that we know is we have a fantastic city. It gets better each and every day. We're more prosperous than we've ever been in the history of the District of Columbia. And we can say those things because a lot of people have worked together to invest in schools, to invest in safe neighborhoods, and to invest in fantastic corridors, right? Those are good things. But we also want to make sure all of our policies are working towards making sure each and every Washingtonian has a fair shot at participating in that prosperity. In our administration, we have been laser focused on that goal. Continued prosperity and continued opportunity for more DC residents. That's why it was so important to make sure that we put policies in place to have DC residents earning a fair wage in Washington, DC. I want to acknowledge all the members of the council who really stepped up to the plate to make sure that we could put in the form of legislation the path to $15 per hour by 2020 into law. The council held hearings. I think they even moved an emergency for us so we could get it done before last summer and have it in place. I want to thank all of the members of the labor movement in Washington, D.C. Let's hear it for DC Labor. Unite Here is here. AFSCME is here. We want to thank our friends at 32BJ and everybody who really worked hard to work with members of the council and the public and the business community to talk about how important it is to move the wage. And I also want to thank members of our business community who came behind the plan and focused on how we could phase it in, focused on how we could be supportive of business business and get it done. What people realize is that good employees are hard to come by, right? Good employees, good trained employees are even harder to keep. And so making sure that we're paying our folks a fair wage goes a long way to making sure businesses like this one, isn't this fantastic bed break joke? And then I see wine too. This is really great. Bread, wine, I love it. And great people. It makes it even better. So I want to take a moment to acknowledge members of my team who have been also laser focused on how we put more money in DC residents' pockets. When people talk about the anxiety of being displaced and about affordable housing, there's a huge part of that equation, and that's what we're talking about today. How do we get more money in people's pockets and put them on a career path so that they can have a great life right here in Washington, D.C. When I became mayor, I made this my focus, and I created a new office called the Deputy Mayor for Greater Economic Opportunity. And the Deputy Mayor's job is to work with everybody in the government to ensure that corridors and people in neighborhoods that have been underinvested in over the years get more investment. And I'm very, very proud of the work that we're doing. So let me introduce our Deputy Mayor, followed by our Director for Employment Service. So Deputy Mayor Courtney Snowden.
Thank you so much, Mayor Bowser. Give Mayor Bowser a big round of applause. Let me say this. We are so excited about today and every day that we can put money right back in the pockets of district residents, right? That's a good thing, right? We are so excited to be in a resident-owned business, creating jobs and opportunity right here in the District of Columbia for our people, right? Yeah. 120 employees in this company, and 90%, you know where they live? Right here in the District of Columbia. And so what does that mean? We're circulating dollars back in our community. We're creating opportunity for our residents, and we're giving them an opportunity to stay right here in the District of Columbia. And that was the goal that we set out when the mayor became mayor and when she appointed me to this office. We are really, yes, Joe, you can applaud that. That's right. You can applaud that. I want to just do a couple quick thank yous. I want to thank the Workforce Investment Council members who are here because they play a key part in making sure that our training system is working and making sure that we're training residents for the jobs that exist today and tomorrow. And I obviously, again, want to thank labor who fought side by side with us as we work to get this done. We, like no other administration, are investing in our local businesses. We're investing in our residents who want to build businesses. And this one is a perfect example of what we can do when we get it right. When we support our residents who are working, when we support our business owners who want to build opportunity for our residents, and most importantly, when we support businesses who want to help build corridors. I was talking to the owners a little bit, and they said, you know, we saw a void in the community. I wanted some good baked bread. I wanted some good baked goods. And now they have created it right here. And we have so many entrepreneurial residents in the District of Columbia. So my office and the agencies that I work with are working incredibly hard to support businesses so that they can create this pathway for our residents. So I just want to personally say thank you to the owners of this great business, and thank you to the mayor for making it all possible.
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. So I want to thank the Deputy Mayor. I noticed that Councilmember Alyssa Silverman came in, so let's give Alyssa a big round of applause. Alyssa is our at-large council member, one of them, and she also chairs the Oversight Committee for our workforce program. So we want to thank her for her focus and partnership. I also want to recognize that we are transforming our workforce programs. The charge I gave the Deputy Mayor and Director Donald was we don't want our programs to be thought of as kind of last resort programs. We want them to be thought of as first resort programs, that we're building a world-class system that no matter where you are in your career or your job search, DOES can be a partner and a resource for you. And there's a lot to be done with that. I'm just going to tell you, when we came in, we knew we had a lot to do, and slowly but surely, but definitely surely, we are righting that ship. The results speak for themselves. In the District of Columbia, in the last 2.5 years, we've seen unemployment go down in all 8 wards of Washington, D.C. And we know that many programs that have been targeted for our hardest to employ residents have helped make the difference. And so I want to acknowledge our director, Odie Donald.
Well, every time, and I won't change up this time, every time I get an opportunity to speak, I always say how excited I am to be in D.C. working for our mayor. And so in a very short period of time, you've seen our unemployment drop in ways that, pre-recession numbers in Ward 7. Across the district, you've got the lowest unemployment in a very long time. But I think more importantly, just kind of looking around today is what really excites me as being a part of this administration, is that you look and you have council members here, you have labor here, you have private business, you have, citizens who are just here really ready to support, these efforts that make sense. I mean, I think one of the things I always hear our mayor say is having a world-class workforce. And the first thing you have to do is provide quality world-class wages. And today is a great example of that, right? Leveling out the minimum wage to $12.50, but also really important is for the first time in 12 years, the minimum wage for tip wages increases to $3.33. That's a very, very big deal. So I think, again, all of these efforts really make sense, and connecting the practical to the things that people need every day to make changes in their lives, and leveraging a place like DOES to be an asset instead of a last resort is something I'm really excited about, and excited to join our mayor in making sure that every citizen has a fair shot. So.
Council member, did you want to give greetings?
Sure, thank you. Good morning, Madam Mayor. Well, good morning, and thank you, Madam Mayor and Deputy Mayor and Director. I'm Alyssa Silverman, and I'm one of the at-large members. I'm also really thrilled to be chairman of the Council's Labor and Workforce Development Committee. And really, I think what's exciting today is that the district is leading the way. We are leading the way in proving that when we help our workers, we help our economy and help our city. And there are studies that show when we boost workers' wages, that money goes right back into our economy and helps our small businesses like a bake joint and all the other businesses on K Street and throughout our city. I'm also excited I know that the mayor and the deputy mayor and Director Donald are all dedicated, as am I and my staff, to making sure that we have opportunity and we make sure that every district resident reaches their potential. And that's by making sure that we have a coordinated workforce system, that we make sure that this isn't the end goal, because we know a lot of people are working perhaps at a job like this and they're going to school, they're trying to improve life for themselves and their families, and we need to make sure as a district government that we are providing that support, whether it be assistance in making sure, I'm proud that our committee in the budget this year made sure that if you're an adult learner, if you say to yourself, you know what, this is something I need to do for myself and my children, that transportation is not an obstacle to you getting to school. And we funded that in the budget this year. I'm very proud of that, because that's going to help people get back to work. And I'm very proud of the mayor's focus on childcare, which is another major obstacle to many of our workers getting to work. And I'm also really thrilled to work with Director Donald, who I know is committed to making our workforce development system first class, along with Deputy Mayor Snowden. And last night I spent some fun time at the Apprenticeship Council, learning about apprenticeships and how maybe we can leverage those, all these great projects and these cranes that we see in our city. I see those cranes as jobs for our workers. So I'm really thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for giving me the time to speak, Mayor Bowser. And I'm looking forward to us getting to $15 an hour soon. 2020. Thank you.
All right. I want to acknowledge our advisory neighborhood commissioners who are here, Kevin Rogers and Alex Marriott. Give them a big round of applause. Thank you. Is that Marriott? Alex? Okay. And also Kenyatta Robinson, who I think plans to be here if he hasn't. Where's Kenyatta? Right in front. Kenyatta, who is the president and CEO of the Mount Vernon SID. right? The SID, like bid, but it's community and business together. So we appreciate you being here. Give him a big round of applause. And to Teresa and Tessa, I think now I get to meet some of your workers and maybe make some bread. Thank you, everybody, for being here. There may be, I think we have time for a few questions. And I'll take some on topics, and if there are off topics, we'll take them, but I won't be available after we go into the kitchen. Very good. Thank you, everybody.